Hello and what's up guys. In this video we are diving into a big controversy shaking northern Nigeria right now. The Christian Association of Nigeria (CAN) has issued a strong ultimatum to four northern states, Bauchi, Katsina, Kano and Kebbi, over the closure of schools for Ramadan, and trust me, things are heating up fast. CAN is calling this move discriminatory and unfair, saying it violates the right of non-Muslim students. They have given these states just 72 hours to reverse the decision or face legal action. Now, the big question is, should school really be shut down for 5 weeks just for fasting? CAN says absolutely not. According to CAN President Ideological, education is a right, and shutting down school for such a long period will only worsen Nigeria's education crisis. Let's not forget these same states already have some of the highest numbers of out-of-school children in the country. And here is something interesting. Even countries like Saudi Arabia and the UAE, where Islam is dominant, don't shut schools for Ramadan. Instead, they adjust schedules to balance faith and education. So why is Nigeria doing things differently? CAN is demanding a transparent discussion involving parents, educators, and religious leaders. They insist that without proper consultation, policies like this only divide the country further. And if the governors of these states refuse to listen, CAN says they are ready to take this fight to court. Guys, I will let you watch this video for yourself so you can see exactly what I am talking about. Also, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done so. Take a look guys, and remember to share your thoughts after watching.
I am seeing reports here. This report that I'm seeing is shocking. CAN threatens legal action over Ramadan school closures in northern Nigeria. Christian Association of Nigeria are threatening a legal action against Kebbi, against Bauchi and Katsina over the closure of private and public schools because of Ramadan, a religious affair. The second one is NANS, National Association of Nigerian Students, threatens protest over Ramadan school closure in northern Nigeria. We have said it over and over again that this is a secular country. Look at the population. We are going to have a census very soon. Very soon, we are going to have a census. They will now know Christians and Muslims who are more in number. You see, when you want to take these actions, you consider other people. We have Christians in Bauchi, we have Christians in Kebbi and also Katsina. The same Katsina that the head of state ran away, former head of state and former president Buhari. Same Katsina that practices Sharia. Sharia could not instill security. Sharia could not promote stability in that state. That a whole former head of state ran away from Katsina to Kaduna in the guise that he wants to practice Ramadan. There's actually Boko Haram and banditry attacks in Katsina, and it is getting out of hand. These are states that practice Sharia, and the same Sharia is showing its true color by stopping closure of all schools. Why don't you close the revenue board? Why don't you close the collection center where you collect tax from people? Why don't you close the government office? Why don't you close the ministries? Why don't you shut down the government because you are celebrating Ramadan? Shut down the government, then it is reasonable. Now, it is good that groups are coming out to tell these people that this is not an Islamic country. Even in Islamic countries, they don't close schools like this until the governments, these governors of this state, realize that they have made a dumb decision. Groups will always rise and put them in their place, and this is an eyesore. This is exposing the real intent of Sharia. Sharia that is being practiced in the north, the particular Sharia practiced in northern Nigeria, comes with backwardness. I don't care what Reno Mokri is saying about it is their way. Somebody is saying that, okay, and some people sit at home in the southeast every Monday. They don't have, okay, we understand. Those that are condemning the action in the southeast. What about those in the southwest that are saying that this is bad? Focus on those ones. You are playing to the mindset of people. Thank God CAN has come out to say that we are going to push a legal action. You must open Christian schools. You must open Christian schools in northern Nigeria. Don't allow religion, your practice affect other people's religion and faith. That is one issue with Sharia. We have been saying this over and over again, and some people have been defending, saying that it will not affect non-Christians. This is an example. If it's not going to affect non-Christians, why is it that the Christian Association of Nigeria is coming out to threaten legal action? Because it's affecting non-Christians. Your practice of Sharia is affecting non-Christians. And we cannot sit down, yes, we cannot sit down and see this hypocrisy play. I've repeated, close your revenue board. Those people that collect tax, local government tax, those levies that go to markets and collect, close the markets, close everywhere, shut everything down, shut the government down, shut the civil service down, shut all offices down, because you are running Ramadan. Does it make sense? Why schools? Why schools? Why schools? Why do you want? See, we know the meaning of Boko Haram. Boko Haram, we know the meaning is we are against Western civilization. We know that some northern governors support the ideology of Boko Haram. They prefer Arabic education to whatever. That's why they will come to the south and tell us that religion comes before your ethnicity. The same education that the Boko Haram is against is what they are using to carry out their attacks. The same technology is what they are using to carry out their attacks. But yet, the stupidity, the foolishness and hypocrisy and the dumbness, I think this is a high level of dumbness. I understand the reasons why governors pay for marriages to sustain morality in this. Like, governors in the northern part of Nigeria sponsor marriages so to maintain morality. But we know that is an act. Does that act really stop immorality in northern Nigeria? We are looking at things that work. You just decide that this thing will work. Any other thing somebody says about it is nonsense. It will work. We are paying for marriages to stop immorality. Whilst you sponsoring marriages have never for once stopped immorality in northern Nigeria. It has not stopped immorality. Go to your senators, your governors, your politicians, and see what they do. See what they do at hotels. See what they do with young people. They leave the north and go and start perpetrating. So your policies, your decisions most times, they are anti-development. Like this one that closed school and you are defending. Is it not the Christians? Don't they have their own? We have the Minister of Education. Let that man explain to you whether the Christian whatever falls at December, the school curriculum, the school calendar, however falls into that. It is a school calendar. It is not a Christian making. But you just sit down. People are still going to school. Just 1 month. They should sit down at home to fast. But those people that are in government offices, they'll be going to work. Look at the sensibility. And northern leaders are not speaking. How many northern leaders have spoken? How many of these people who think that Nigeria will get better, who think that they can change Nigeria? These are the regions that produce our presidents. They have been president for over a long time, and nothing with this IQ mentality, nothing to show for it. However, we are saying, whether it is Southeast or the South, or whether it is anywhere, we are not going to assent to any Sharia of anything. Let me read out the report on Christian Khan threatens action over now. He says the Christian Association of Nigeria has issued an ultimatum to the governments of Bauchi, Katsina, Kano and Kebbi State, demanding the reversal of their directives mandating a 5-week closure of schools for the Ramadan fast. Khan described the move as discriminatory and a violation of the rights of non-Muslim students, warning that it would pursue legal action if the orders were not rescinded. In a statement issued on Sunday in Abuja, Khan President Daniel Oko criticized the policy, highlighting its potential to worsen the educational crisis in the affected states, which already account for 44% of Nigeria's. So these states account for 44% of Nigeria's out-of-school students. Education is a fundamental right and the bedrock of progress, Oko stated. The closure of schools across these states, ranging from nursery to tertiary levels for an extended period, disrupts academic schedules. It is disrupting academic schedules and threatens the educational advancement of millions of students. He added that the decision lacked transparency and failed to involve broad consultation with stakeholders, including Christian leaders, educators, and parents. Policies impacting diverse population, Muslims, Christians, and others, demand transparent, inclusive dialogue with parents, educators, religious leaders, and school proprietors. Look at what Daniel Oko is saying. He's telling the government what they needed to do. You need to consult people before you take such policies. It has a diverse impact. You need to engage with the people, with stakeholders, before you go on such. Hizbah will just come. One Hizbah, I don't understand, will just come and say we are closing schools just like that because of Sharia, because of religion. If they don't rescind that, Khan has threatened that they are going to sue them. Yes, let's look at what NANS, National Association of Nigerian Students, is saying about protesting over the closure. The National Association of Nigerian Students has threatened to embark on nationwide protest if the governors of Bauchi, Katsina, Kano, and Kebbi states do not reverse their decision to close down schools for 5 weeks for the Ramadan fast within 72 hours. NANS, in a statement on Monday by its National Public Relations Officer, Samson Adeyemi, described the closure as an infringement on the right of every student to uninterrupted education. Adeyemi stressed that the policy would threaten academic progress and discriminate against non-Muslim students. He stressed that such a move would set a bad precedent in the Nigerian education sector if unchallenged. Adeyemi stated the National Association of Nigerian Students vehemently condemns the recent directive by the governors of Bauchi, Katsina, Kano, and Kebbi states to close schools during the holy month of Ramadan. This policy is not only unjust but also a blatant infringement on the fundamental rights of students to receive uninterrupted education. Now, NANS stand firm in advocating for the right to education for all Nigerian students regardless of their religious affiliations. Closing schools for an extended period during Ramadan undermines the academic progress of students, disrupts their learning, and unfairly targets non-Muslim students, subjecting them to undue discrimination. One Sharia leader came out the other time and said Muslims are being discriminated, while over the years the same body through Sharia have been discriminating over other religions. You cannot live in glass house and throw stones as much as you need to understand. You understand? So it is NANS and Khan that is telling governors of states in northern Nigeria what needs to be done. Just National Association of Nigerian Students, and Christian Association of Nigeria. Now Murik will not come. All those Islamic pressure group will not come and speak against it. They will not put out a letter or a press release against this action. But when there's an attack on a particular religion and whatever, you see them come out. It tells you how stinky the hypocrisy. In Nigeria, the hypocrisy is stinking to the high heavens. These Muslim groups will not come out and challenge the decision of these people. That means they concur. They will not come out. Just like somebody hits me and people don't say anything when that person start hitting me. When I want to retaliate, they'll start shouting. They'll start talking. That's what is happening. These people are taking a decision and it's affecting non-Muslims and people that are Christians. These Muslim groups will not come out and say we condemn it. We will not come and condemn it. But when there's an attack on a particular religion, you see them coming out to do as if they are people that we need to look up to when it comes to religious matters. Now is the best time for them to come out and speak. They will not speak. So 44%, this state accounts for 44% out of school children in Nigeria. 44%, this state. No wonder that. Well, the reason why I even did this broadcast, because most of what we are doing, people are listening to it and actions are being taken. The narrative is being welcomed. Christian Association of Nigeria, they are woken up to their duties. They are telling them legal action, and we await that legal action. National Association of Nigerian Students are also going to protest. We await that progress. We expect more groups to stand up. However the Fulani wants to do it, we know how it is. I've studied I have studied dark psychology. Dark psychology. There's some things about dark psychology you need to understand. There are things that are happening behind the scenes that you might not know. But when you look at some trends, you understand that some people are pulling some strings at the back. This doesn't happen in Nigeria, but they are trying to test the ground. Some religious fanatics, some religious leaders are just testing the ground, whether people are going to react. That's what they are doing. And we will react and make sure that we take action offline and online. We don't want to import discrimination. We don't want discrimination of other people. There must be fairness, equity, and justice. in practicing religion. The constitution must be upheld because everybody have a right. You at Hizbah, in wherever you call yourself, whether it is Kano or Katsina or Kebbi or Bauchi, you at Hizbah, you are infringing on the rights of the people. You need to be sued. Those schools in Bauchi need to be sued, but if they sue them, do you have a judiciary? That's another question. But we need to tell them that what you are doing is wrong. You need to be notified that this is not an Islamic country, as you people want it to be, or want to project it to be. I've said it, Christians are much more. They brought that in the southern part of Nigeria. They say Muslims in the southwest, they say Muslims are more than Christians. If Muslims were more than Christians, there was a Muslim ticket. And the church spoke up against that Muslim ticket. Some people kept quiet. Some denominations, even with the fact that some denominations kept quiet to a large extent. Those ones that have affiliation with the Lagos state government, they kept quiet. Other denominations spoke against the Muslim ticket, yet Tinubu could not win. After the cut and join, you adjust, you bring this one, join this one, you remove this one. After the cut and join, the Christians had it. If you were to reveal the real election result, you'll be surprised. And you are saying Christians are more than Muslims. In any populated city in Nigeria, you understand that Muslims are no more than Christians. So you don't tell me because somebody said it, because it is a Muslim state, 90% of those are Muslims, so they can override. Where does that happen? If like let's 99% of them become Muslims, that does not make you infringe on the rights of those 1%. That is not what democracy preaches. We already say that these people, we know your intention. We know where you are going to. We know your color, the color of your problem. You want to Islamize Nigeria. That is what it is. We'll pretend as if we don't know. But every narrative you bring, we must kick it out. Any narrative that want to impose all these discriminatory policies, that policy is discriminatory because of a religious event, which is a partial religion. You stop everybody from functioning. But you did not stop your revenue board from functioning. You did not stop your offices from functioning. You did not stop yourself from eating food or from getting money, from getting visitors and signing contracts. You did not stop yourself. Since it's Ramadan, shut down the state now. Shut down the government, state government. You don't want people to get learning, but you still want to be doing business and making money. Yes, these people with the fasting, they still go out and do their business. Yes, people fast and still go out and do their business. But why is it that, see, when we say these people, it seems somehow, I don't understand. No wonder how they have produced presidents, governors and everything, yet we are not yet there. Just what Tinubu, see what Tinubu is doing. See what he's doing. Although the gods are against him, the odds are against him. Like I said, you cannot build something on a faulty foundation and expect. Look at the moves he's making. Now look at Buhari. Look at Buhari. You are running away from Katsina because of banditry. As a president, both everything, nothing to show, nothing. You only completed projects of the PDP initiated, and somebody just come and praising rubbish. You are running away from your state, the state that's even stopping people from going to school, where Sharia is supreme. You are running away from your state because of insecurity. You are going to Kaduna State. Why not go to Sokoto, the seat of the Caliphate, where the Sokoto had all Muslims? Why not go and stay there? The hypocrisy, I used to think that the Northerners have integrity, but I noticed those that have integrity are the Hausas and not the Fulanis. The Fulanis have no such integrity. Tinubu deceived Nigerians by saying Mr. Integrity is coming to, yes, he's coming to save us. Tinubu deceived Nigerians. We understand that. We now know the truth. We now know for sure that Northerners have no iota of integrity whatsoever. And these Northerners are the Fulanis. Just look at how they are. See, last morning, I've told you, we will all die one day. And anybody that's afraid of death must be a coward. Because that's the fate of every man. That is the fate of every man. Just know that before you go and meet God, before you meet your ancestors, just know that you are standing on the right path. A Christian, let me go into Bible now. A Christian that his ways is right with God is not afraid of death. That's why the Christians of old were not afraid to be persecuted. They stopped them from preaching, but they knew They knew that if they go out and preach, they will be killed, but yet they are not afraid of death. So don't expect me to be afraid. I'm a Christian. My ways standard, I follow God, my ways. I'm speaking for the truth, I'm standing by the truth. I serve the living God. So I should not be afraid of what must be the fate of every man. Even Jesus came and died. So if it's death, or you are thinking that, my brother, in the Southeast, we do not want anything that will bring in insecurity, violence, manipulations, and grabbing of land, whereby you look for a channel, you create an opening for some Fulani killer herdsmen and terrorists to come into Alibo and start destroying our farmlands, taking over lands, and setting up caliphates. Any religion that is going to make that happen will be resisting it. If you are doing your religion, do it peacefully, without disturbing the peace of other people, without hatred, without trying to conquer. Do it peacefully. Let us see the peace in your religion. Mr. Suraj Ugu and Co. in Enugu State. Do your peacefully, and let your prayers bring success and development to the people. Don't condemn their religion. Don't make sure a word is enough for the wise.
Anyway, share your thoughts on the comment section responsibly, and for those that love to cry responsibly on the comment section. Thank you.